Welcome to Getting Real. I am your host, Monique Hom, and here we dive deep into authentic conversations about real estate and financial freedom. And today I want to talk about why waiting for the right time is costing you your financial freedom. So, I can't tell you how often I hear the question, is now the right time to invest in real estate? Is now the right time? I mean, the interest rates are pretty high. Is now the right time? Prices have gone up a lot. Is now the right time? I mean, what if there's a right? I get that question all the time. So, in today's episode, we're going to tackle that mindset trap that holds many people back, waiting for this like mythical perfect time to start investing or taking control of their financial future. We have a world that's full of uncertainty. People now are waiting for the election. They're waiting for interest rates to drop. They're waiting for prices to drop somehow. They've been waiting, and I know people have been sitting on the sidelines for a long time waiting. And waiting for stability leads to missed opportunities. So we're going to explore today why waiting could be costing you your financial future and your financial freedom, and how taking action today can transform your future and is the key to the success that you are seeking. So I'm going to share my screen. Oh, no, figuring this out. Share screen. Yes. Okay. I want to talk about why waiting for the right time is costing you your financial freedom and future. So let's talk about the myth of the perfect time. Right. I started with real estate investing in 2005. And some people might have said that was a bad time to start because it was towards the top of the last bubble. Um, and for a while, my property, quite a while, was underwater. The thing is, though, um, you know, I bought when property values were rising, and I wasn't needing to sell, and I was able to take care of the mortgage, so it was fine. And now it's it's worth a lot more than when I bought it. And I'm you know in 2008, during the financial crisis, um, value there were a lot of the financial crisis happened because people had bought a lot of properties with these loans that they could not handle. Right, with these loans with these teaser rates, adjustable rate mortgages, and and all you needed really was a pulse, and you got one. And people who were not qualified at all were receiving loans to buy property. So there was this huge crash when that house of cards fell down, and people were terrified, and people did not want to get into the market. But after 2008 was a great time to buy. And we sold one of our properties in 2010 and started to flip at that point. And that was towards the bottom of the market. Very few people were in the market. So it was a great time for us to buy. Properties were on sale. But and so investors like me found a lot of opportunities in that market turmoil. People were terrified. And then in 2020, all right, and then it was like it started to come back and it rebounded. And then I remember 2016, I started to do commercial real estate, and we started to buy apartment buildings and things in 2016. And I remember talking to somebody who is considered a guru. in this world of apartment investing. I won't share his name, but he's a big deal. He's written one of the biggest books in this area. And I was at a conference where he was at, and he was talking about how this was in January 2016. He thought the prices had gone too high and he was not going to be buying anymore. They were going to pause and wait for the prices to go down and the market to correct. And I was like, wow, okay. Interesting. I still found deals. The deals seemed to work for my number, so I still went forward. But it's like, oh, he's not buying. Interesting. I saw him again 2019 at this mastermind that we were both at, and I asked him. I said, between 2016 and 2019, there was so much growth. We bought property, we bought and sold properties in between then, and just did so well. I was happy I was in the game. Wish I'd bought more in 2016, but I saw him in 2019. I said, "Are you still paused, or what are you doing?" They were looking at a different investing model at that point. And he said, "No, we got back in." They decided to come back in, but he had not been, he waited and lost a lot of opportunity in those few years when he was sitting out waiting for this, you know, market correction that he thought was coming that just didn't come. Um, so that was, it's like, was that a right time to buy? It um, was a buyer's market. And I think, sorry, it was a seller's market. And maybe it might have been the right time, maybe not. What happens though, at that point, I started in 2019 to feel like, prices are really high in the multifamily realm. And I went into industrial because I wasn't seeing the feeding frenzy there. And then the pandemic happened, uh, which was tough. And people thought, okay, well, maybe the prices are going to crash. It didn't. But there was still opportunity, but people were holding out. I had an industrial that did amazingly well during that time. And then today, now people are scared to invest because interest rates have gone back up. And they think, oh, now it's so expensive. I'm going to wait till interest rates go back down. And there was a rate cut. It's looking like there will probably be another rate cut before the end of the year. But the point is, people who have, as Warren Buffett, you want to be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. I'm paraphrasing him, but essentially that's it. Um, so right now, we're going in where people are a bit fearful because the rates are high. So there's opportunity. But what I have seen, because I was seeing a lot of greedy people in the multifamily realm in 2018, 2019, 2020. We did do some deals. We did, I think, at least one multifamily every year, but um, we shifted our strategy to other aspects. So as times change, you may not be investing in the same way at the same time. You're going to have to pivot your strategy, but there are always opportunities, and we don't want to wait on them. Um, let's see, there's a cost to inaction, right? There's a cost to not getting in the game. I think I said Einstein, who said, one of the greatest wonders of the world is compounding growth, compounding interest. The compound effect is what happens over time. And it can start small. So there's this example of the compound effect. And if you ask someone, would you rather have $1 million today or one penny that doubles in value every day for 30 days? So when you hear like 1 million, one penny, 1 million. So a lot of people, when they first hear that, they go, yeah, give me the $1 million. Heck yeah. That's way more. I don't like, what are you gonna have by the end of like 30 days? And they stop understanding the value because day two, you only have 2 cents, and then you're gonna have 4 cents, and then you have 8 cents. Like, what? Who wants that? The thing is, though, by day 30, you've got over $10 million. But I think until, and I'm not looking at that chart, but I think until day 27, you're better off with the million. But the value of compounding is that like once it starts to snowball, it really gets going. And with real estate, let's say you get in and you have $500 a month of extra passive income, and then you're able to make it 2,000 a month, and then you're able to get to 5,000, and then 10,000, and it really starts to snowball. Not just the income that keeps coming in. Your properties are up and appreciating. That keeps coming. Your tenants are paying down um, your mortgage with their rents. So that's compounding. So your net worth is growing because your liabilities are going down, your passive income is increasing, and you have tax savings. So building income or building wealth is not just what you make, it's what you get to keep. And real estate can save you so much on taxes. So there's a compounding effect to the money you are not paying to Uncle Sam that you can use to grow. So there's a real cost to not starting. There's also that example is like somebody who starts at 18, they're putting in, I wish I had the numbers, but they put in a little bit every month for 20 years, and then it just keeps compounding. And somebody who starts at 45 and puts in for 20 years, and just where they are at 65, or each one having started later, the one who put in way less but just earlier and had let it sit and ride has, I think 4 or 5 times the amount the other person. So we want to start. Now, sometimes people will hear this and go, oh, I'm too old. It's too late. I can't start now. If I'd started at age 20, then yeah, I could take advantage of the compound interest. But now I'm 50 and I've missed out. Look, in 20 years, you're gonna be 20 years older either way. Right? So the sooner you start, the sooner you can take advantage of it. Time is still going to go, but now you can have time plus compounding working for you. There's a cost to inaction, but they say once the best time to have planted a tree 20 years ago, the second best time is today. And this is the same with real estate. Sure, it would have been great to have, bought up all these properties right after the crash. But you didn't, I guess. Maybe. If you did, congrats. Good on you. But if you didn't, it's okay. There's opportunity now, right? Don't you can't change the past. So we don't waste our time worrying about what you could have done. No, we just do it now. Now is the time that you're meant to do it. If you had meant to be doing it before, you would have. But you didn't. But now you can. Now you can make different choices. And now we want to start because we don't want to miss opportunities. There are sometimes there are favorable conditions and lower property prices. It's honestly, it's not likely that property values will be going down from here, right? Um, Conditions are really different than they were in 2008. And that's why people have been waiting all this time for values to crash, and they're not likely to do so. There might be some opportunities, especially in the commercial side with distressed commercial. There are some real opportunities right now. Um, and they have gone down a lot. So when you look in different asset classes, different strategies, at different times, you can find these great market conditions, right? So right now might be the great time to let's look at commercial. Let's look at distressed commercial, and take advantage of those types of opportunities. And it may not be the time to look at single family or that type of residential. You might want to change your strategy because there are always strategies that are popping, at any given time. They're not the same. Like different markets are different. Different cities go through different market cycles. Different asset classes go through different market cycles. So you can find the right market cycle, the right location that makes sense. And then delayed financial security. So every moment that you don't act, you're a step further from achieving your financial goals. So when would now be the right time to start? Okay, go. So action beats inaction. How do we get into action? First, you get educated. I'm going to start by learning about investment strategies, financial planning, and learning about these different market cycles and when things make sense and where. Knowledge builds confidence and allows you to take advantage of opportunities. So I have a learning opportunity for you tonight. And it's free, and I'll talk more about it. But you definitely want to take the opportunity to get that education so you can take you want to have education for effective action. Okay? You start small. You can begin with modest investments. So first, you want to have some savings. You want to, you know, real estate investing doesn't work so well if you have more month than money. Unfortunately, there are ways to get in that are zero, little to no money down. So there are strategies that work that way and can bring chunks of money that can really change the game. But generally speaking, you want to be able to live within your means and have a little bit extra and have that extra set aside for investing purposes. And so taking those steps to have something set aside, and then getting into investments in different ways. You can start small, and that's a way to get going because often it's those small steps, but repeated and continued, that will compound and will snowball. So you don't have to take big, giant leaps to get in the game. You can start with baby steps and take one action and focus. So choose a single achievable financial goal, and accomplishing it will motivate you for further progress. So focus is a huge and important tool that I hope you take advantage of. Um, so how do you build momentum? You take consistent action. Just again, it's that compounding effect. I've been reading, I recommend the book, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. We're reading it in our Millionaire Real Estate Investor Goddesses um, program this month. Every month we do a book study, and Compound Effect is our book for the month. And it's all about taking consistent action in these like regular small steps make a huge difference over time. In a different context for my health, it's been I went on this health journey focus. Every day I commit to taking, eating in a certain way, exercising a certain number of times per week, getting sleep, those changes that I make, which were these are small relatively, but led to me being able to release over 45 pounds and maintain that loss. But I maintain it because I continue to take those small actions every day, every week. So it's this consistent action like led to this result and has helped me to maintain that result versus being the yo-yo that I used to be. Um, Learning from experience. So every action provides valuable insight. So some people get in, they take an action, doesn't work, and they're like, I'm a failure, I'm out. And no, it's feedback. It's feedback. It's not failure. It's only failure if you quit. If you learn, then you are still on the game. You're still in the game. We failed forward. Um, we have successful people are not people that never fail. They're not people that never make mistakes. They're people that keep going until they've reached the success and keep going to the next level of success. That's the only difference. It's not that they're better, smarter, luckier, more privileged, more connected, more anything than you. The only difference is that they have persisted and they've learned from experience. So do that, right? Take the learnings and adapt to change. So we have to stay flexible. Does not mean when there's you can always get in. It doesn't mean you're always going to do the same thing in the same way. Your strategies will shift depending on market conditions, right? So you might finance things in a different way. You might move to a different market. You might do a different asset class, right? I wasn't liking what I was seeing in multifamily. I moved to industrial. I shifted my strategy, but I was still in the game of real estate investing. So that's what you want to be able to, you want to be able to adapt and you'll learn how to do that with education. So, and you have to overcome fear. For men, investing can be a challenge. It feels like a game. For women, it feels like a threat. Um, and that so it's just how we are wired. So fear comes up. So for anybody, when you're stretching yourself, you're getting out of your comfort zone. By definition, it will be uncomfortable. It will be uncomfortable. Anything you're doing that's new is going to be uncomfortable. It's going to bring up fears, right? So you want to just be in awareness of those fears, be able to identify them, understand what's holding you back. It's a fear of loss, uncertainty, lack of knowledge. Understand that fear is not a only some people will experience fear. No, everybody has fear when they are stretching out of their comfort zone. Everyone, everyone. You think there's no time when you're going to do it where you're not going to feel fear. What the difference is some people let the fear stop them, whereas other people just feel the fear and do it anyway. Like Susan Jeffers' book, which I'm also in the middle of reading. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Fear will come. You're not going to get away from the fear, but understand that that's just a sign that you're growing. So see it like, oh yeah, it's kind of scary, but you can, and then it's like, I see you fear. I'm not going to let you stop me, but I acknowledge you. Right. And there are ways that you can kind of mitigate. Fear has some lessons for you. Like, well, what can I do to mitigate the risk? But we can't let it stop us. But the first step is awareness. The second step is with education. Right? Knowledge is power. The more you understand, the far less intimidating it will feel. Right? Oftentimes, I know for myself, I have fear because I don't know what to do. But when somebody can show me what to do. And okay, this is the next step, this is the next step, this is the next step. That helps greatly alleviate my fear. So I want to seek support, connect with mentors, investment groups. Sharing experience will boost confidence. That's why in our real estate investor guys and millionaire program, we have these accountability pods where we take daily actions and we support one another because we take these small, like daily baby step actions that bring us out of our comfort zone, but in that safe, supportive environment with tiny bite sized chunks of that, it really helps to accelerate um, your process and to help you just overcome that fear. And you can start with lower risk options, right? You don't have to start with a huge, $100 million property, right? We can start with something, that makes sense for where you are and where you can kind of comfortably like grow in, uncomfortably comfortably uncomfortable. And to do it. So you don't have to go into like a huge risky thing. Right? You can do something that's like very mitigated risk to help you grow. So I told you that they'll be doing a webinar tonight, so that will help you to um, really be able to implement this and to take actions. How to create financial security in an uncontrollable world. Or here are the here's the details. It's going to be tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on Zoom. And you're going to learn actionable steps to start building your financial foundation in any market. We're talk about strategy, mindset, really prepare you to be able to take action now. Right. So why attend? I don't want you to waste another second. Start acting towards your financial future. Take action today. Today. No excuse. This is free. Right. So go to tinyurl.com/control your financial future. And that will, you go there, you'll get to a landing page where you can go and join us. It will be recorded. So if be there live so you can engage, you can ask questions. That's always best. But if you can't be there live, register anyway so you can get the recording, get this information. You're too important to let this go. You are too important. I care too much about you. So show up. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and just really, I'm going to share again, I hope you join us, but I'm going to share a Trinity before we go. So our brag, we like to end with brag, gratitude, and a desire. So I brag that leading up to my birthday next week, I've been doing 50 days of fun. So every day I've been doing something fun. And that has had such a tremendous effect on my mood and not just my mood, but my appreciation of my life. So when we talk about the next one is gratitude. So in large part because of this fun challenge, I mean, I have so much to be grateful for anyway, but this particular challenge has made me fall completely in love with my life. I'm just so in love with the people I have around me, the opportunities that I have. There's something about having taken this challenge that has really put me into deep appreciation, which is not what I expected. I mean, I thought it would be fun, and it has been a lot of fun, but I did not realize how tremendously grateful I would feel as a main byproduct. So I'm just really grateful for my whole life. I'm grateful that you are here and that you're listening to this. And um, I'm going to be going to Mexico. I'm looking at this project. First, I desire a really fun birthday because I'm going to be celebrating my birthday there with my hubby and friends. So I'm super excited about that opportunity. But I'm also I desire, I desire a really fun birthday, and I desire a really productive trip. And I will talk more about this opportunity in a later time. But let's just say I desire a super productive, super fun, super celebratory trip to Mexico. And and that's it. That's my Trinity. I'd love to hear yours. Please share a brag, a gratitude, and a desire. And thank you for joining me today in this episode of Getting Real. Again, I just want to reiterate how waiting for the right time could be costing you your financial future. And I want you to take action, even small steps today. And one step that you can take today is to join me in this webinar, it's at tinyurl.com/control your financial future. Go there to register. Thank you for getting real with me today. Let's get real. Let's take action and stay real.